Hey, welcome to another episode of Change Starts With You. I'm Kelly Jason, President and CEO of United Way Emerald Coast, and I am thrilled to have two amazing partners with us on the podcast today. And I'd love to give you the opportunity. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you're with, and maybe your role. We'll start with you, Todd.
Okay, terrific. Well, Todd Jackson, delighted to be here. Appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today. So, I had the pleasure of serving as the CEO at HCA Florida Twin Cities Hospital. Been in this market for about 8.5 years and previously worked over at Fort Walton Destin Hospital.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am Tammy Barrientos. I am the Impact Coordinator here at United Way, and I help with all impact initiatives. Really excited about Volunteer Week that's coming up. Any volunteering initiatives that you have, I am more than likely the person you were speaking with.
Awesome. And that's going to be the focus of our episode today. We're going to talk a little bit about volunteering and more specifically Volunteer Week. But before we dig into what Volunteer Week really means, why don't you just start us off, Todd, telling us a little bit, high level, tell us a little bit about who HCA Florida is and how community engagement really ties into some of your organization's mission and strategies.
Yeah, sure thing. So, HCA Florida Healthcare, if you look at us across the state of Florida, 650 sites of care,
Wow.
including hospitals, surgery centers, physician offices, et cetera. So we're the largest provider of healthcare services in the state of
Hmm.
Florida. And if you kind of zero down into our local area here, obviously I have two hospitals where I work at Twin Cities and then Fort Walton Destin Hospital. And we think about volunteerism. Walk in the building of any hospital, whether it's an HCA hospital or not, and it's full of people who love to give back.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people go into healthcare to give back,
Absolutely.
and so it made sense for us to kind of branch out into the community and show some of that volunteerism. So that's a great
Awesome.
opportunity for us. We're excited about it.
Perfect. I had the opportunity to visit HCA just recently as my father decided he needed to clean his gutters out
Ah,
and then missed one of the little steps on the ladder.
sure.
So we had a great visit
Yeah.
to the trauma center.
Right.
Kudos to your team. They were outstanding, super high quality care, so much care and compassion, great attention. We just felt so loved on, during what's sometimes a very challenging situation. So just thank you to you and your team.
Glad for the feedback.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. Like probably one of those things. Like we hope we don't have to see you,
Yeah, that's right.
but when
Yeah.
we do, I've just been really impressed with the care that he received, that my grandma's received also from HCA. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And Tammy, you have been absolutely instrumental in organizing this year's Volunteer Week. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what Volunteer Week is?
Of course. Well, Volunteer Week, as you all know, we have our volunteer celebration and day of caring during that week. So it's really just a way for all of our volunteers that we've had throughout the year to come together for 1 week during the year and help the community, whether it be our nonprofit partners or municipalities or schools in the area with projects that they don't have time to do or the volunteers to help them with this. So we have started with our volunteer celebration, which will be on April 22nd this year. So we just come together, try to celebrate our volunteers, really, reach out to them, tell them how much they're appreciated. And then on that Thursday, April 24th, we will have our big day of caring event where we've just come together and just reached out to all of our volunteers who have been amazing and just got a great group of projects that we have available for them to do that day.
Yeah. And Todd's so excited to have HCA Healthcare as our presenting sponsor this year. It's I think the 31st annual Day of Caring. So we've been doing it for a little bit of time,
Oh, that's right.
but only like the third or fourth volunteer celebration. That was kind
Yes.
of a new event that we launched a few years ago after COVID when we really were ramping up our volunteer efforts again. It was appropriate to make sure that we were doing an event to recognize that specific group that's instrumental to our sustainability. But what stood out to you all about Volunteer Week, and why was that the one that you all wanted to jump in at that level?
So we have this saying in the hospital, and HCA across the state has adopted this saying, "We show up."
Mm-hmm.
And the idea behind it is just what it means is that we show up when there's a need. In times of catastrophe, you can count on the hospital to be there. We were there for COVID during the
Right.
pandemic. We were the ones that were showing up at work during the day to take care of people and at night for that matter. And so it only made sense in thinking about, well, if we're going to show up, let's show up in a big way. And United Way does
Mhm.
that every year in this community. And so a great partnership opportunity for us to hitch our wagon with United Way this year and to do a day of volunteering. And we've got several individuals from both Twin Cities and
Mhm.
Fort Walton Destin Hospital that are already signed up and ready to go. So
Yeah, we were getting those T-shirt sizes
that's right.
all
That's
locked
right.
in, and
Yeah,
I think, yeah, we were looking, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think you have 60 volunteers
yeah.
or so signed up."
It's gonna be great.
That's
It's
incredible.
gonna be
So it really shows your commitment,
sure thing.
to the day and to give back. So, that will be on April 24th. Do you know what projects your team is at? If not, Tammy knows all about what you guys are
Yeah,
doing.
we have a couple, right? Two, maybe three.
You have 2 different
Two.
locations, 3 projects.
That's right. Two locations, three projects.
Yes.
Twin Cities Pavilion, I know is one of them.
Yes.
And then where's the other?
Air Force enlisted.
Air Force enlisted. That's right.
Mhm.
Bob Hope. Yeah,
Yes,
which
yeah,
is
Bob
great.
Bob Hope and Hawthorne House.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Those
awesome.
are-
Perfect. What types of activities will they be doing?
So it depends. It's all outside. This
So it's gonna be great weather.
Yes, it is. It's going to be beautiful weather. I do know at Air Force Enlisted Village, they're helping the residents with their garden and an outdoor patio space, and maybe playing some bingo with a few of the residents there. And then at Twin Cities, it's also a gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all doing gardening.
Fun. Well, watch out for bingo. Some of those can get very competitive.
That's right. Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
might be the kind of crew that takes it really seriously. So, but I think that's going to be fun. Yeah, we've been able to do quite a few projects over there with Air Force Enlisted Village this last year through our retired and senior volunteer program, and they are a hoot. They're a good one. So
It
you're in
should
for
be
some
fun.
fun.
It should
Yeah.
be fun. Yeah.
Tammy, what all really goes into like planning a huge event like Day of Caring? How are you matching those volunteers up? How does that happen?
Well, first we reach out to all of our partners, municipalities, and schools and try to get projects that they need first. This year we have a nice little website that we came up with for the volunteers to go in and pick their projects
Mhm.
themselves. So that was really helpful. That way they are able to see what they're actually going to be doing in those projects and being able to pick something that they would love to do. I know in the past we've matched people depending on location. So
Mhm.
it was nice this year to have this opportunity for the volunteers to pick. So that's where we start. Once we have the projects available, then we reach out to all of our volunteers or our partners who might want to volunteer as well and let them pick the projects and just making sure everybody has their materials available and they can change, you know, anything that they need for the project, but
So at this point, it's like just coordinating the chaos,
yes.
right? Just trying to corral all of the cats of hundreds of people that are going to be volunteering on Thursday.
Yes, pretty much. It's just corralling everybody together now.
It'll be great. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool change this year and getting to allow them to select their project. And I think also it gave some people some aha moments if they didn't realize all of the different nonprofits that we partner with, or even just that these organizations are in our community.
That's
Sometimes
right.
you can just not even be aware of what all's out there. In your experience, has there been a volunteer opportunity that really stood out to you as something that was really meaningful or really fun that you've done?
We did one a couple of years ago at the Emerald Coast Science Center.
Hmm.
That was a lot
Always a
of
good
fun.
place.
That was a lot of fun, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and it was neat because that's an educational center for
Hmm.
children, take field trips to, and yeah, we just had a lot of fun.
Right. Right.
And it was good camaraderie to get the team together outside of the
Mhm.
hospital, and to give back. It feels good.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you play with the light bright? That's always my favorite thing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, they have some really fun toys in there. That's pretty cool stuff. Kinda brings out the kid in you
It
a little
does.
bit, I guess.
My
So,
my nieces and nephews were here not too long ago, and so that was the first time that I got to go to the science center
okay, yeah.
with children and like
Uh-huh,
see it through their eyes. So
sure,
it was really fun and really
sure,
cool.
yeah,
But yeah, they're a great partner. I'm glad you guys had a good time there.
absolutely, yeah.
Um, what do you see as some of the longer term goals for HCA and in relations to community involvement?
Oh gosh, yeah, I'd love to see, would love to see this take off and, um, and garner larger support in
Mhm.
the community. I think volunteering is so important, and it's important if you have the ability to give some of your time back.
Mhm.
It helps create a vibrant, healthy community. And that's what we want as
Sure.
healthcare providers. We want a vibrant, healthy community. I think that helps support and drive growth.
Mhm.
And so that's what I'd love to see.
Yeah.
Love to see this take off and to gain some interest with others that are willing to show up and
Awesome.
say, hey, we're going to help volunteer some
Yeah.
of our time, and it does help the community.
If I'm remembering correctly, you all kind of organized a similar to a Day of Caring thing. It was probably last fall. I wanna say it was back to
Was
school time that you brought
was
your friends and your partners together. Liz
yeah
Muehlberg serves on our board of directors, and so I
right
know she was reaching out to,
yeah
Bitwizards and Harley Davidson and all those and be like, "Come on, guys, let's go and let's all give back." And I thought that was
absolutely
really cool to
yeah
see. Again, you don't always expect a healthcare, industry to be bringing together the partners to give back in that way, and I thought that was really amazing and, definitely speaks to kind of your strategies and your commitment,
that's right
to our community,
yeah
so
that's right
that was cool.
absolutely
Hopefully, we can get in on that next one and see if we can help out and bring
there you
even
go
more in. We'll do
love it
a little mid-year, day of caring also. Never enough, yeah. I'm always like, "Day of caring is just one day. There's 364 other days where you can still give back, to our community. One day is great, but why not try
there you
2,
go
you know?"
yeah but you know what, Kelly, here's the thing. One day, it's
Mhm.
one day a year. If everybody gave that one day a year, that's a big
It
deal.
is.
That's a big deal for a community.
It
So,
is.
yeah.
Love it. Tammy, how about you? From maybe the coordination side, has there, because you've been here about a year, has there been a project that you've seen that you thought was really cool, that you helped to coordinate?
Well, I love born learning trails. They have been something that I've just really enjoyed doing. And I actually had earlier this year Rocky Bayou Christian Academy reached out to me, and they had a group of high schoolers where they were doing volunteer things all week. And they came out. There were 20 volunteers that day to help me install a born learning trail. And they just took over, made it their own. The kids were just so creative with the stops and the painting. It was just amazing to see them all there.
That's cool. That was, yeah, a fun day.
That was definitely a fun day.
That was awesome. Hope that they'll do that again too. So we're getting close to our time, and just with what we have available, would love to know just what is something that you wish people knew about volunteering, or what other words would you have to try to inspire somebody else to give back in the same way that you do to our community?
It has been my experience volunteering. You get it back twofold. When you donate your time, when you give your talents to an organization in a volunteer way, it comes back twofold.
Mhm.
It may not be obvious at first, but my experience, it has always come back. And that's not a reason to volunteer
Sure.
necessarily, but just knowing that you're contributing and you're doing something for the greater good of the community that you live in, I think is a really, really big deal.
Right.
So,
I think, yeah, tying that in with what you said earlier, if everybody just gave one day,
sure.
what this
Yeah.
community would look like. I think that's, the
Right.
goosebumps moments. And so when we see people like you and your organization, 60 people getting out in the community from just one
Right.
organization is a huge lift. And thinking of those agencies that you're going to be at, I am certain those projects would not get done if it wasn't for your team
Sure.
coming out there to be able
Sure.
to do that. So
Yeah.
that's huge. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the photos. And I wanted to put them on my list of, like, to stop by. I claim them. I want the bingo one.
I love it.
I wanna
I
see
love it.
it. Tammy, anything that you've seen, anything you like to tell people about volunteering?
Um, I really like to just try to give them a visual of what they would expect during volunteering, and just letting them know you're gonna leave with that warm and fuzzy feeling of you did something to give back to your community where, you've wished this would happen and you were able to give back. It's just that warm and fuzzy feeling. I can't get past that. So
Love it.
that's what I really try to tell people.
Awesome. So we hope everybody joins us. Day of Caring. There's still a few projects out there that are looking for their volunteers. Please join us for that. Or if you are a volunteer, come to our volunteer celebration. We'll put all of the links for registration in the comments below or in the caption of this. But if you miss the day or you're so inspired that day that you want to do something else, anytime throughout the year, we'd love to work with individuals, companies, groups, and find their most favorite volunteer project for them. So thank you again, Todd. We're looking forward to an amazing week in partnership with HCA. It's going to be so outstanding, so wonderful, and can't wait to see that success.
Awesome. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.